Today is September 18th, 2023, and we are here at the Chapel in the Hills, Rapid City, South Dakota. This is the bell tower, set in a gorgeous area. All these beautiful trees. Some of them look like Christmas trees. They must be very hardy because in the winter here, it gets super cold. This is the chapel from the back. It's got 16,000 of those staves on it. This young man is on vacation right now.
It's made out of complete wood. No metal, no nails. It's all wood. That's why in the wintertime it can contract, in the summertime it expands and doesn't harm or do any damage or crack any of the wood. So this is here for the long term.
Amen. So here we are in the Crazy Horse Museum.
And we're starting our tour here, the Caravan tour.
Today is actually day one, even though we've been here for a few days.
Yeah, this is September 19, 2023.
Yep.
And we're doing the Crazy Horse Memorial. Which in the face was actually finished in 1998. So we're gonna go and check it out.
Yes, a gorgeous day in the Black Hills.
And this is what it's gonna look like when it's finally finished. We made it to Mount Rushmore. Guess what my favorite rock group is? Mount Rushmore.
I think I know. Let's
and
see.
we're here.
Look,
Oh
it's
my
the
God.
Presidentes. All four of them. We have Washington, Jefferson, Teddy Roosevelt, and Lincoln. And it is September 19th, 2023. This is on my bucket list, Mount Rushmore, and it really is incredible to be here in person. It's a perfect day.
As we walk the Presidential Trail, you can see we're getting closer and closer to the Mount Rushmore. Isn't that right?
That is correct.
As we go towards the Presidential Trail, we're going to keep on walking until we get to the point where we can shoot the video right up George's nose. Here we are, we made it to Mount Rushmore. It's about as close of a perspective that we're going to get to Mount Rushmore. What do you think, right?
I would say so. You can look right up George's nose here.
Well, if I move over, get that leaf out of the way. Yeah. Woo, baby. Mount Rushmore rocks, huh?
It does rock. It's day 2 of our trip. We're on our way to Yellowstone. We're in Wyoming, and our driver has stopped at the Devil's Tower. So we're gonna go check it out, huh, John?
Very first national monument declared by President Theodore Roosevelt.
Yes, let's go check it out.
Let's knock it out. And there's Devil's Tower way in the background. World famous. It's a movie star. Close Encounter of the Third Kind. It's one of its what it's known for. Oh my gosh, she actually does see the extraterrestrial after all.
Oh my God.
She can't stand it.
To take us away.
Way on top of that hill is Custer's Last Stand.
Here comes John.
Way down there where those trees are is where the village of the Indians lived. And what they did was the warriors who came and attacked Custer came crawling through the grass here up this hill. Back then the grass was much taller, so they crawled up. Custer was stuck up this hill because he was not only flanked from the front, the warriors also came up this side of Custer's Last Stand hill. It is called Wooden Leg Hill. So Custer was surrounded on all sides. 2 days after the battle, the other cavalry had come here and they saw all the dead bodies that were mutilated, and they pushed them into this big shallow grave. This marker indicates the location where General Custer fell during the Battle of the Little Bighorn. And she is one of the last surviving members of Custer's.
I saw everything.
She saw everything, but she's keeping it to herself?
It was horrible. You would never believe what I saw. This is a memorial to the Indians who fought and died here at Custer's last stand in the Valley of Little Bighorn. We are taking a look at Yellowstone. We're in Livingston, Montana. Here is our tour bus. It's September 20th, 2023. The Albertsons is getting ready for fall with the beautiful pumpkins.
Look at this.
And here's John.
This is diseased. But we're heading toward Mammoth's Hot Springs is next. I think it's our first stop in Yellowstone Park, and we're on our way. I can't wait.
Can't wait. All right, John, where are we?
Yellowstone National Park. We're about to enter it. Theodore Roosevelt declared this to be the very first national park in the whole world. So this is called Roosevelt Arch, as signifying the entrance to this great world of National Yellowstone Park.
I love it. So we're at the Mammoth Hot Springs. This structure apparently is called Liberty Cap. Apparently the ground here can get extremely hot, so better not go off the trail. This structure here is called the Devil's Thumb. And it's quite an amazing phenomenon here.
This is a travertine terrace, which is what Mammoth Spring is famous for.
Indeed.
And the white color is the steam solidified, and the color is white because of the calcium carbonate. Wow.
But there's definitely an odor here. And these are the hot springs at Mammoth. Quite a few people here today. It's pretty chilly. September 20th. Got a nice breeze blowing. We had some earlier rain, but it stopped. And the mountains have some little cloud tops on them. And this is the top part of the thermal springs where we saw that white earlier. It's quite a hike up this stairwell. John is in better shape, so he is going on.
Cleopatra Terrace. All the thousands of people lined up here to see Old Faithful burst. The colder it is, the more the steam becomes more prevalent. And the hotter it is, the less the steam is seen. Old Faithful Inn. It's really a very old-styled, rustic feel to it, made from all this timber.
It is directly across the road from Old Faithful.
Oh, yes. There she is, Old Faithful.
We are in our room at Yellowstone, and right out of our window is Old Faithful.
Snow here in Yellowstone, and it's coming down to Louisiana to play in a theater near you.
So we just came through a snow shower here at Yellowstone. We're coming up on this hot spot. Apparently it's one of the big ones here in the park. The ground is just smoking everywhere around here. We're not allowed to walk down there.
This is the hottest spring in Yellowstone Park.
Yes, and we had to take our glasses off because there's minerals bubbling and it will mess up your glasses.
Tonight I had dinner with Lisa.
Yes.
Aggie. And Mario. He is the chicken man.
You'll never forget that. Mario's the chicken man.
And it's beautiful. God, this is called a dining room. How would you describe this
It's like
place?
a lodge. This is the Old Faithful Inn dining room.
It's just
It's
magnificent.
historic and it's amazing.
It really is. And the buffet was absolutely scrumptious.
Yes.
Yep, and tomorrow we're going to have a big day in Yellowstone Park.
Yes.
Yes. Wow, where are we this morning?
This is part of Yellowstone. It's called the Prismatic Springs. And it's like being on another planet. It's really incredible. Julie, we might get snow tonight.
Fabulous.
That'd be great.
This gives you an idea what the Grand Prismatic Springs looks like. This is sort of a miniature version of it. And this is called what, Excelsior?
Excelsior Geyser Crater.
We're headed back towards the bus to our next destination.
This is called a paint pot, and way over there is a bacteria mat, and it's got all kinds of organisms growing in there. And Joe just said that when we go to Mars, we may find some kind of bacterial life like that on the planet Mars. This is called a volcanic tableland. Have you ever heard that before?
No, I haven't.
This is probably how the Earth looked when it was first being formed, except there were dinosaurs walking around, so glad I wasn't there to see that.
That's George. They named this one. He's been hanging out, George. No, he's been hanging around the inn this summer. Richard mentioned George yesterday. Yeah, cool.
Apparently there are two falls here at Yellowstone.
Mm-hmm.
This one's the smaller.
You can hear the roar of the Yellowstone Falls. Pretty spectacular.
And then the second one is twice the height of Niagara Falls.
Wow.
And we're at Inspiration Point in Yellowstone, and way over yonder is the taller of the two falls.
And you can see the different coloration of the stones and the deep gully that's down there. And we have stopped at Inspiration Point to take another close-up view or a far-away view of the Yellowstone River in what is known as the Grand Canyon of Yellowstone. Here we are at Grand Tetons National Park, and right in front of me, with a little cloud on the top, clouded in a little bit. But it's really a magnificent sight to behold. The clouds lift, and we can see more of the Grand Teton Mountains.
This is the Church of the Transfiguration in the Grand Tetons. What a view from this church, and the clouds are lifting, and it's turning out to be a gorgeous day. Wow, it's an eagle. Oh man, and it is so cool to see these bald eagles flying around. Well, we have arrived in Salt Lake City.
The state capitol building.
This is the grand finale of our trip, John.
And this is downtown Salt Lake City. Nice panoramic view from the Capitol State stairs all the way up. We're in Temple Square, the nucleus of the Mormon faith. This is the main assembly hall on Temple Square. Before we go into the Mormon assembly hall, we are mesmerized by this gorgeous garden outside.
It takes a lot of work to put a garden together like that. It's really beautiful.
This is the inside of a Mormon assembly hall in the grounds of the Temple Square. This is the tabernacle here in Temple Square, Salt Lake City. We're about to listen to an organ recital.
Is one of two surviving log cabins that were built by the Mormons when they arrived in Salt Lake City in 1847. And so this is quite a unique structure.
This is one of the things that Mormons really famous for, their genealogical research center. And here it is. They call it the Family Search Library, but this is what people go online and search their families. This is probably the greatest resource of genealogical information in America, if not the whole world.
We are in the middle of Salt Lake City in this beautiful little park. We went to the Rocket Fizz store and I picked up some Raisinets for John and Whoppers, and we're having a great time in this gorgeous city today. Kids are trying to outrun this fountain. Really gorgeous here today.